We're about to.
There's the text message. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to Monday night Team Zoom. This is Ellen Wynn's team and invited guests from other teams that are more than welcome to join us. But my name is Harlequin Murray. I'm your co-host this evening, as I usually am. And I have the honor and privilege of introducing our team leader, Ellen Wynn. And for those of you who are new tonight, welcome, especially if this is your first time with us. We're excited that you're here and looking forward to getting to know you guys. But I know a lot of people end up watching this on replay because they're not available at this time of night, but we welcome you as well. But anyways, for those of you who don't know Ellen, just a little bit of information about her. She is from Dallas, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta. She grew up here on her family's farm, and she lives on the property today. But anyways, she has a strong background in the restaurant industry where she worked for many years. She worked her way up in Domino's Pizza. She worked for them and was involved in training with them and also running a district. I think she ran most of the state of Georgia, but she ended up deciding to get out of the corporate rat race and started her own restaurant. She owned two pizza restaurants of her own and then got out of that industry. And she worked in the network marketing industry for many years. That's how I met her. She was the national training director of the company that I joined, and she was one of my upline team leaders. But anyways, she has been with DAC for almost 6 years now, a couple months shy of that. But she has a large organization she has developed. But without her, we would not have a lot of our training. And I want to publicly say thank you to her because she sends out welcome emails and emails to the team on a consistent basis so that we can all focus on other things. But anyways, without further ado, Miss Ellen, do you want to go ahead and take it away?
I do. I was just sending out one last reminder there, and it just went. Let me see. Get up.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know if I was on camera or not.
Yep,
Hey,
you are.
everyone. Glad you're here tonight. Welcome, welcome. If this is the first time that you've joined us, we're glad you're here. We've got a lot to cover. So if you don't already have a pen and paper, you want to make sure you grab something to write with right now as I get us into screen share mode. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can find the slide I'm looking for. I don't think this is the one. Here we go. All right. Do we have the DAC history on the screen there, Harlequin?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
Awesome. Okay, guys, let's go through this. And I know every week we have a lot of new people on. So if you're here every week, thanks for bearing with me on this as I do a quick run through of who DAC is. But even if you are here every week, repetition is the key to learning. So DAC history, you have joined an 8-year-old company. We're based out of Michigan, and our company founder is our CEO. He's actively involved in the company. Everything we do and talk about in time zone is East Coast. We have our Michigan office for headquarters. We have our funding team out of South Carolina. And I'm based here outside of Atlanta. So is Harlequin. So when we post times, it's going to be in the Eastern time zone. Okay. DAC with a proven success record, profitable every year. We're now evolving into phase 2, and we're poised for massive growth. So we're looking for people that want to take this business and run with it. People that are self-starter, who are self-motivated and ready to run a great side business or even turn it into a full-time business opportunity. Inside the protection of DAC's umbrella of services, where you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So DAC is really going to provide you the upside of business ownership, simplified without any risk whatsoever. It's free to get started, free for you to recruit other people if you want to refer the opportunity. It's free for your websites. Everything that we offer tool-wise is free. The only thing you have to pay for is any print materials and any marketing that you do, and of course an investment of time, which to me is the most valuable thing. So when you're
Ellen,
building your business,
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. You're not in presentation mode. We're seeing mostly a lot of your screen on there.
okay,
So
give me just a second.
maximize the screen.
Yep, give me a second.
Okay.
Thank you. There we go. How's that?
Much better.
Better. Awesome. Yeah, I think I've got a widescreen, and I think you had all of that where you had the beautiful background on either side of the screen. So building your DAC business, you can earn a significant income by building a personal client base. Okay. And that's actually going to be the core of your business. But you can earn even more if you want to build a team. So I want to recognize those who are building a team and on our top recruiter list for the week of 3/18 through 3/22. Guys, I'm back in recruiting mode big time. I had 6 new agents join this past week. So I came in first place. In second place, we had Ben Randalls with 3 new agent recruits for the week. In third place, we had a 3-way tie with DeAnthony Thomas, Mark Politi, and Ronnie McKellar, each with 2 new agent recruits. So congratulations to everybody who is named on the leaderboard. To be named, you had to have at least 2 new recruits to be called out by name. We had many agents that had 1 new recruit. 26 agents had at least 1 new recruit. And many of you were having conversations or inviting or sending your link out and just didn't have people come across the finish line or the start line in this case. So if you're having conversations and you're sharing our business, it's just a matter of time before you two will be on the leaderboard of our top recruiters. And why do I recognize recruiters every week? Well, bringing in new agents is really the lifeline and lifeblood of our business. You know, we can build a team of agents, and if we're not constantly looking for new blood to come in, then we're going to go stagnant, remain stagnant. And in a lot of cases, we bring in people that really don't get active and start building. So we're always looking for that next big business builder. And it may be someone that you already have a relationship with and know, and you just haven't asked them if they're interested in earning money outside of what they're currently doing. All right. So once you bring somebody in, or maybe you're one of the ones that just got started, the key is that you go get yourself trained. Okay. I cannot tell you how many calls, how many text messages, and how many emails I respond to each and every week, each and every day, actually, where people are asking me questions and it's obvious they haven't been through training. So don't be one of those people. Okay. Please read your welcome letter that you receive from David Allen Capital. You get a welcome letter from them that says kickstart your DAC business. Mine is welcoming you to the team to plug you into the things that I do support wise, but the real training starts right here in the Agent Resource Center. So I want to take you guys over and do a quick walkthrough of how to get to that Agent Resource Center, show you where it is, and take you through a 1-minute overview of the Agent Resource Center and point out some things that are important. So first off, we want to go to any of your websites. All of our websites, whether it's funding, microfunding, line credit, payment processing, pay advance through Relevate, healthcare, all of our pages have the exact same footer, or basically the same footer, but they all have the Become an Agent link where you go see the business opportunity on the partner page, and they have the affiliate or DAC login. When you get over to that page, I'm going to stop share for just a second or pause share so I can log in. All right. And all right, I've logged into a dummy account, which is a test account here that I set up a long time ago for training. So once you get logged in to that back office, over on the left-hand side is a link to the Agent Resource Center. When you click on that, it's going to open up on the Getting Started page, just like I showed you in the slide, okay? First thing you want to do is watch the video from our company founder and president, David Rutz. He's here. He's in process of changing out the video. When he does that, I'll make sure that all of you get a link to the new video, just in case you've only seen this one, right? But this is really where the basics are. Our business funding training, our compensation plan overview, links there. Setting up your pay account with Relevate. We all get direct deposits onto Relevate. That's how we get paid for everything we do. Our basic calendar of events, corporate events, and then contact support. But you really want to contact support over through the back office. If you need to reach out to support, you want to click on the contact support button here. It's going to open up a little window for you to type in a message. And the key with going through this back office is it's already connected to you. DAC support is not having to look up your agent ID or verify who you are. You can type your message in here, click submit, and they will reply back to you. If you are not getting reply back from support, you need to go check your spam folder because they do a great job of responding to agent messages, links to our other pages, and so on. But guys, here's where you really begin your business. Do the basics and then pick whatever it is that you want to market. If it's business funding, we have a business funding page here that's all about business funding with reference sheets, the quick reference sheets. This is really your tool to be successful in this business, using that quick reference guide to know what it is that you're talking about. We've got our payment processing, our line of credit, employee pay any day. Each of those have their full page. On those pages, there are marketing materials and tools for that particular service. Same thing on healthcare. We have our health share platform and our flat fee RX, DAC Protect, team building, and more. So Agent Resource Center is really where you need to be for your training. We have everything on replay over on DAC YouTube, but you may find something on there that's 2 years old or 3 years old. So go look for your basic training in here. The launch videos are in here, and then you can go to the playlist and find the continuing education that goes on a week-by-week basis, okay? So I'm going to go back over to our slideshow and go on to the next thing I wanted to talk about. As far as staying up to date, that continuing education that I just mentioned, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and actually today on Monday, we also have a Zoom, but I don't have it listed because this is what's coming up next. Tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern time, all three of these trainings at daczoom.com. We have healthcare and RX updates with me. I'm leading that now every week, and I'm super honored to do that. I'm the only agent in the field with DAC that has been turned loose with a training platform company-wide, and I really, really appreciate and am humbled by that, and I really take a lot of pride in what I present to you guys. So come out and support me and help support my efforts here with our healthcare training on Tuesdays. Then on Wednesday, we have funding training with Wade Cordell, normally from Bank Breezy. That's at 11:30 also. And then Friday, agent update, where we have David Rutz coming back in and giving us updates on what's going on company-wide, any new announcements, etc. So lots of good stuff with those ongoing trainings. Now, back to the conversation of building your DAC business, starting with personal client acquisition. First, you got to go through the training, understand what our services do and what they don't do, so that you can set a proper expectation when you're talking to clients. But after you've learned the basics, then the next step is for you to go start getting clients, okay? Because nobody makes any money in this business without getting personal clients. So the first thing is for you to go start getting clients. I want to run through the basics of your personal income on 3 different services. One, our flat fee RX, and then our healthcare program. Give me 1 second here. I've got some noise in the background. It's distracting me. Be right back.
Okay. Well, she's resolving that issue. If anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and put it in the chat, put it to me so that I can go ahead and answer you. Because while Ellen's presenting, it's not very easy for her to do, to answer those. But, anyways, hopefully she'll get that resolved pretty quickly. But if anybody has any questions for right now, feel free to go ahead and raise your hand. Or
I'm coming back in, Harlequin.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I appreciate you stepping in. All right, let me get us back in to screen share again. All right. Okay, so back to the flat fee RX, and this is your personal customer acquisition and how you earn on this. Okay. So this is your economic engine, personal clients, right? On our RX flat fee program, many people see that and they're going, wow, this is a unique product. I really want to take this and run with it. It's easy to market because it's a consumer service, right? You're going to earn $2 to $5 per month on all of your personal RX customers. How does that work? Well, when over here in this little chart, when you have 0 to 39 personal customers, you're making $2 a customer. When you have 40 and all the way up to 59 customers, you get bumped up by 50 cents and you're making $2.50. When you have 60 customers, it bumps you up to $3 per customer. When you get to 80, you get bumped up to $3.50. When you get to 100 customers, you get bumped up to $4. 150 customers bumps you up to $4.50, and 200 customers and more, you're making $5 per customer. Now, this example is strictly if you were only doing the flat fee RX, okay? But I'm going to show you our other services and understand that every service that we market, whatever their value is, goes into the numbers here and helps you bump up quicker. This is just showing you if you had RX customers only. But imagine this, you had 40 personal customers would mean $100 monthly to you. If you had 200 customers, you'd be making $1,000 in monthly residual revenue, okay? The second service is our ClearShare, our healthcare program, right? We have a healthcare product that looks, feels, and works just like insurance, but it's not insurance. So you don't have to be licensed to market. You refer our program over, the licensed benefits team will take your client through the process. Part of that product is a ClearShare for the hospitalization and the catastrophic coverage, and that's the part of the program that we get paid on. All of our programs have the ClearShare built into it, unless they qualify for major medical, which is a true insurance. And then we won't get paid on those customers, but we really help somebody by referring them to a program that's going to save them money on healthcare. Okay, so the ClearShare, this is worth $40. Let me go back one on this. Make a note here. The flat fee RX is worth $10 in residual revenue, and you make 20 to 50% of that. Okay, so that's where the $2 to $5 come from. 20% of $10 residual revenue is $2. When you get up to the 50% level, then that's making $5. 50% of the $10 residual revenue that goes into the comp plan on the RX. On ClearShare, each one of the ClearShare plans, whether it be an individual or whether it be a family plan, same thing with RX, whether it's an individual or family plan, there's a set residual revenue that goes into the comp plan. On HealthShare, it puts $40 residual revenue into the comp plan, and you make 20%, 40 is $8, all the way up to 50% of the $40, which would be $20. So the range on a healthcare client is $8 to $20 per month. The chart over here, again, shows you if you had 50 healthcare customers, you'd be at $20 a month. But if you combine healthcare and RX, it's going to move you up to that higher pay plan a lot faster. Again, these sheets are just showing that particular service. The next service I want to talk about is our funding. And this is really exciting right now. We've got a promotion. I'm going to go through that in just a second. But our funding bonuses, if you look at DAC as a company, we really started as a funding platform. When I got started with DAC in June of 2018, almost 6 years ago, that's all we had really was funding. Then a little bit later, we introduced a payment processing platform, but DAC was founded on this particular product. It has evolved and it has expanded over the 8 years that DAC has been in business to where now we're one of the leading platforms in the alternative business capital space. But you have the ability to refer people over to your website, and when they go through and complete an application, then the funding experts take over. Now, when we say the funding experts take over, they don't take over until the client has completed their side of the deal, which means filling out the form on your site, uploading documents, and getting over to where you've received an email that there's been a completed application submitted. Then the funding experts are taking over, okay? But when they take the client through the process, they go get an offer for them, they bring an offer back to the client, and when the client accepts that offer and they get funded, then you get paid. That's the now money. You can get paid the next day after your client receives money. So essentially, you could really have a client submit a funding offer or funding application today or tomorrow morning. And if it were submitted and an offer came back by noon Eastern time tomorrow, you could have your client funded tomorrow and you could be getting a check on Wednesday or a commission deposit on your Relevate card on Wednesday. That's how fast the turnaround is for this. How does the payout work? Well, you earn between 4 and 8% of what the funding amount is. Typically, we call it bonus revenue, and really that bonus revenue is about 10% of the funded amount. You earn 40 to 80% of it, but it all boils down in simple terms to you earning about 4% of the funded amount. As you continue producing clients and bringing in consistent revenue through funding, then you can earn 4, then 6%, then 7, all the way up to 8%. What does that mean in dollar terms for you? Well, if you had a client get $10,000 in funding, you would earn $400 to $800 of that, 4 to 8%, right? If you had a client get an $80,000 funding, you could earn $3,200 to $6,400 cash the very next day. So a lot of big money in the bonus revenue here. I've got a frontline agent who earned $30,000 commission off of one client. It was not a funding, it was a employee retention credit, but that's a lot of money for having one conversation. And actually, she was brand new, so she opened the door and I did all the talking to the client for her to get a $30,000 commission. Now, I did get enroller pay on that too. So I got a nice payday on that as well. Now, talking about funding, here's the commission bump up that I was talking about with the promotion that's going on. David announced this a week and a half ago. We had it ending last Wednesday, but because we had so many submissions, extra submissions as a company, he has extended this all the way through the end of March. So how does this work? Well, if you're approaching clients and someone applies for funding before midnight, the last day of this month, if they submit their application and get everything in before midnight, the last day of the month, and they get funded by April the 7th, which is really going to be April the 5th as the last business day. If the client gets funded and accepts those funds by then instead of earning 4% on that first client, you're going to earn 6%. If you're already at 6% because you're amped up, then you'll earn 7% on that next one. And if you're already at 7% because you're double amp, then you'll earn 8% on this promotion. If you're already at 8%, then there's no extra bonus in there, but I'm sure David would do something special for you. Just ask, and he would probably help you out with something in the future there. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. So I would say go for it. I've been actively working towards getting some additional funding clients in. hoping to get that extra bonus going while this promotion lasts. Okay. The next thing is going from personal client acquisition to building a team. And again, this is where we're bringing in new blood, because every new agent that gets started brings in their own personal contact list, right? If we're doing what our training teaches, which is talk to our warm market people that we know and have relationships with, or the businesses that we're already spending our money at, and we're getting the word out to our local community. Every time we bring in a new person, we're bringing in somebody that has their own warm market, and it expands our ability to reach out into the community with our services. So you can earn a lot more if you want to build a team. On the residual side, where we were talking about the RX plan and the healthcare, this also includes payment processing. It includes our ID Protect, and it also includes funding, because every funding has bonuses that get paid out on the now money, but every funding also puts money into the residual side of our compensation plan. So residually, you're going to be able to earn a income match of 20 to 50%. And whatever that rank is, or that qualification level is that you're at for your personal commissions, that's also the same pay level that you're going to be at on your enroller match. So if you're at the 30% payout on your personal clients on residual services, then you're also going to qualify for a 30% match on your enroller match. Okay. So if your personally enrolled affiliates combined earn $1,000 a month, you're going to earn $200 to $500 a month if you're qualified. I'll talk about that in just a second. Even if you only enrolled one person who's earning $50 a month in base commissions, then you could earn between $10 and $25 a month from that one person's success. So that's just extra layers of income coming into you for work that somebody else did. Harlequin, if you see activity going on in camera, can you please shut the cameras off on people that are moving about in the background if they've got their camera on? Okay. Next thing, bonus income. If you are qualified, or you're in your first 90 days, you're automatically eligible to earn at least a 10% match on bonus income when you recruit people that go get funding. So your enroller match on bonuses is 10 to 50% income match of every affiliate that you enroll. Let's say that you have 5 affiliates frontline to you that you've invited to join DAC. They go out and total, they get $10,000 in funding. Your enroller match, minimum of 10%, if you're qualified, would be $1,000, all the way up to a 50% match where you could earn $5,000 on top of their $10,000 that they earn. That's crazy money, guys. So how does that 10% match and how does that qualification work? Well, you're qualified to earn your enroller match your first 90 days in the business. After 90 days, you have to have at least 200 in personal residual revenue to be qualified to earn that income match on people that you've personally enrolled. So you want to make sure you pay attention to that. Here's another thing I want you to write down, and then we're going to go to questions here in just a minute. 3 key triggers in our compensation plan. And these 3 key triggers are all on you. Okay. It's up to you to qualify because it requires you getting personal customers to get yourself to these levels. First off, the first trigger is that you get to 50 in personal residual revenue, personal client volume. Really, that's what that is. You need 50 personal client volume points. Revenue dollars. So it could be 5 RX customers that each are worth $10 a piece, or it could be one healthcare client that's worth $40 and one RX client, which is worth 10. So see how those add up together, or it could be a funding client that has 200 in personal residual revenue that's automatically put into the compensation plan. However those points come in, however those revenue dollars come in, doesn't matter. You just have to have a minimum of 50 to be considered a qualified agent and eligible to earn on your team. The next trigger is that enroller match. Remember, I said you're automatically qualified your first 90 days to earn that 10 to 50%. That 10 to 50% pays on the residual plan, and it pays on the bonus plan. So in the first 90 days, you're qualified. After 90 days, you have to have 200 in personal client revenue to qualify to earn that enroller match. So you want to make sure you're headed on that. So the number one qualifier is 50 points. The next qualifier is for you to get to the 200 level as a minimum. And then that third trigger in our comp plan is what we call the 7-level bump up. And we've got some folks on here tonight that are running on a really tight timeline to qualify for this 7-level bump up. What does that mean? Well, 7-level bump up is part of the comp plan. You'll see it in the compensation document as well as the training videos. But this is time sensitive. What is it? Well, it gives you the incentive to go get 1,000 in personal client revenue volume within your first 12 months as an affiliate with us. So look at your anniversary date, whatever that 12-month date is, that's your cutoff to get to 1,000. This extra incentive allows you to earn an extra 20 to 25% on your 7-level residual pay for life if you get to 1,000 within your first 12 months. Example, let's say that you earn $3,000 this month on your 7-level team residuals, okay? If you're qualified for the 7-level bump up and that extra 20%, take that $3,000 that you earned times 20% bump up, which is another $600, and add that to your $3,000 bonus. So instead of earning $3,000, you would earn $3,600 total. Now, this extra 20% can be very significant when you're talking about building big teams where that residual income is in the tens of thousands or potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you being able to add an extra 20% on top of that. I say you need to break speed and do whatever it takes to go get this done and get those clients in. So for those of you that have been here more than 12 months, like myself and Harlequin and many others on here tonight, excuse me, if you started with DAC on or before May of last year, our deadline to qualify is May 31st of this year. So we're about 2 months away. April, May, we're just over 2 months away from that deadline, and those points have to be active in the system by May 31st to qualify. Okay, so if you signed up after May 31st of last year, it's just your 12-month anniversary, whatever that is. But the time sensitive piece is for those of you that have been around for a while know that May 31st is coming up really quickly. Okay, so I wanted to go through that and give a full-blown example of the 7-level bump up. Let's say that you have, we got that $3,000 example. You need to get to 1,000. Here's some customer examples. You could get, each RX customer counts as 10 residual revenue. 100 customers times 10 will be 1,000. Each healthcare customer counts as 40. So 25 healthcare customers times 40 is 1,000 in residual revenue. One caveat there on healthcare. Healthcare doesn't show up until the month after they're active. So right now we're in the middle of March, near the end of March. And if you had individual clients that signed up for healthcare for a April 1st start date, they're not going to show up in the system until May, right? So you need to be busy if you're going to work on healthcare clients to get qualified for that May deadline. Then you need to get conversations going this week. You've got until the end of the month, last day of the month, to do an individual enrollment for an April 1st start date. So that's the caveat on that. The RX customers show up immediately. So we'll be talking about how we can, as we move in, getting closer to that timeline for some of you, we'll talk about some strategy that you can get there. But all volume and any combination of customers counts, including funding and other services. So 10 healthcare clients would be 400, plus 60 RX clients is another 600 for a total of 1,000. Have a $200 funding go in there, that would take you to 1,200 and so on. So that's how the 7-level bump up works. I'm going to get off of screen share and go to any questions that we might have tonight. Harlequin, is there anything I need to stay on screen share with before we exit?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, because you had questions coming in there in the chat. All right, guys, anybody have a question? You can go down to the reactions will face at the bottom of the screen. If you click on reactions, there'll be a bar that says raise hand. You can raise your virtual hand there. We'll be able to see your hand raise and address any questions that you have. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting to see if anybody has any questions, then we can see if what's addressed in the chat there. Anything, Harlequin?
Yeah, Robert was asking what commission is charged to the business owner accepting a $30,000 loan? And I had partially answered that, but if you want to expand on that.
Yeah, there's no commission charged to the client. The client's going to pay what they're going to pay. That commission is already built into the pricing of the client. There are potentially closing fees that the client could pay, but every lender is different. Some lenders don't charge any closing fees. Sometimes there's up to a 5% closing fee, but every lender is different and every funding deal is different. So we really don't know the answer to any of the questions about what the client would qualify for, what their payback rate is, what their payback terms are, or any of that until the client fills out the application. The good thing is on that application, we only do a soft credit pull as long as they remain in the Bank Breezy platform where they're doing over $10,000 a month and operating through a business checking account, and they go to Bank Breezy. We only do a soft FICO pull, so it won't hurt their credit score. And then they'll upload 3 months bank statements, copy of a voided check, copy of a driver's license, submit all of that, and then our team goes to work to get the best offer from about 50 different lenders that we're connected with on our marketing platform with Bank Breezy. If they do by chance go over to Giggle, then before the client receives money, they'll get the offer and all the final stuff here, but before they actually get money put into their bank account, Giggle is now doing a hard credit pull. So that's the difference there. But
Yeah.
hopefully that
And
answers that question.
if I can add something to that, because a lot of people are used to on a mortgage where the closing costs include the agent's commissions. That is not the case. The closing cost is not the money that's paid to us, because I just had a client go through this and they're like, well, you're charging this amount for your commission, and that is not what our commission is. So let your clients know that. Somebody was asked, Ron LeBrain was asking, where do we renew our affiliation with DAC?
Yeah, go ahead and answer that one.
Yeah, all you need to do to renew is go to your affiliate login. So you can go down to the bottom of any davidallencapital.com page, click on the agent login, and if you haven't been in there recently, it's going to ask you to reset your password. Or if it says your password not found, just hit the reset password. But once you log in, it will automatically pop up for you to check off 3 boxes and type in your name. And that's all you have to do. There's no cost to renew. And it will come up with that page before it even goes to your dashboard.
Perfect. Awesome, awesome. Anything else? I just sent the replays will be available at youtube.ellenwin.link. For anybody that wasn't here at the beginning, you can go back. Do we need a state license to sell health insurance products? No, we do not. Our healthcare program is a combination of a PPO insurance product combined with a health share product. So we're actually getting commissioned on the health share piece of that. It is not a licensed insurance product, therefore we don't have to be licensed. We don't want to be presenting that product if we're not a licensed agent, but what's on our website, you can talk about that, talk about the bullet points there, but you want to get a quote with a client, book a call for them to talk to the benefits team over at our partners at Clearwater, and then our benefits team will take them through all the coverage that's included in the plan. They'll make sure that they've got the quote. They'll look up doctors to make sure that the doctors they want to see are covered in the plan, and then they will get them enrolled. So really, you're handing off to the healthcare team, but again, taking those additional steps of walking through, getting a quote online, booking a meeting. I did a training on that about 3 weeks ago. If you go back to the healthcare playlist on DAC Zoom, DACYouTube.com, you can see where I went through exactly what you need to do and what I'm doing personally when I'm onboarding clients. Anytime somebody's asking for information on healthcare, I say, hey, if you got a couple of minutes, I'll get you a quote while we're on the phone. And 100% of the time they have said yes. So that's the easiest process. But thanks for that question, Greg. All right, anybody else with questions or comments before we wrap up? I'm not about making this a long drawn out session if y'all don't have things to talk about. Anything that I've missed there, Harlequin? We addressed the 7-level bump ups, time sensitive. Ron's question addressed the renewing the affiliate position, talking about recruiting. Tomorrow we've got healthcare training at 11:30 at daczoom.com. I hope you guys will make an effort to be there, at least watch the replay. If not, we're gonna have some good stuff there.
Yeah. Well,
Nothing?
one last thing I will say, because I forgot to mention this on the renewing, you have until Sunday to renew. And if you don't renew by Sunday, then if you were to earn any commissions, you would permanently forfeit them until you renew, until such time as you renew. But once they're going to give us 6 months, and after the 6 months, you will be deleted from the system. And any team that you've recruited will no longer be there. But make sure you reach out to your team members. You can actually log in to your back office and look up. You can either do the list view of your team, and it will show you the last time they logged in. And if they haven't logged in since March 1st, then you know that they haven't renewed. But then on your frontline team or your personally recruited people, you can go and pull up a list that you can go and at least look at those people and have them contact their people. Because
Yeah,
Ellen, I don't have time to reach out to every single person and say, hey, you haven't renewed. But the other thing is, sometimes you might have talked to, they might have spoken to somebody and they didn't get a funding then. And they're like, oh, well, I never did any, I never got anything. Well, I've had people contact me 2 years after the fact looking for funding. So if somebody has spoken to anybody or you've recruited anyone at all, you definitely want to encourage those people to renew their affiliate membership.
Yeah, and if I can add on to what Harlequin just said, she said, yeah, and if they don't renew, then your downline will no longer be there. Listen, if you're the upline of people that don't renew, that team is still there. It's just the person that
Yeah.
doesn't renew won't be seeing that they have a team anymore because they didn't renew within that timeline. But if you're over an organization, don't worry about your team disappearing. They will all be there as long as they have activated and reactivated. And really, that reactivation is just making sure that people are up to speed on our current terms and conditions and acknowledging our compensation plan and all of those legal documents that keep DAC running on the up and up and keep our affiliates and agents accountable for your own actions, right? So you got to go in and say, yeah, I still want to be involved in the organization, because the bottom line is DAC is free to us and free to everybody that we bring in, but doing all of this is not free to DAC. They're spending money and support systems. And one of the things that really lags the support team is agents that aren't plugged in and aren't going through the training, and people that have been around forever and they have a client that reaches out and they're going, oh, what do I do? The first thing they want to do is reach out to support. And it really slows down the process. So we got to step up our game. Each of us do individually, make sure that we're plugging in. If you're going to be here, then stay on top of what's happening. Go through the website process. And even if you're not active every single day, every single week, and every single month, pop back in from time to time, just revisit the website, make sure things haven't changed. And I would say spend some time listening to replays. I do a lot of catching up on things while I'm on drive time in my car. I'll have my navigation on my phone right here in front of me. And when I'm stopped, I'll queue up YouTube. If I've missed any Zooms or trainings from somebody else, I'll queue up YouTube. I'll hit play. I'm not watching the video while I go down. I minimize that. While I go down the road, I minimize that, and I'm driving and looking at my navigation. But if I've got it connected to Bluetooth on my car and I have my car phone connection going over here, I can pause and play that audio through the Bluetooth on my car, hear it on the speakers. I'm totally immersed in what's going on there. And then before I know it, I've already reached my destination and I've learned something new along the way. So take advantage of time in your car. Instead of listening to music or listening to news, listen to something motivational and educational, and you'll be surprised at what you can accomplish by taking advantage of that extra time, downtime. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any other questions out here. We appreciate you being here tonight. Appreciate you watching, whether you're live or on the replay, and appreciate your commitment to yourself and your business here with DAC. Hope to see you tomorrow on the Zoom at 11:30 Eastern, daczoom.com. Take care, everybody.